It's showtime.
Okay guys, welcome back. You're watching the SCPL. My name is Kix, and we are currently watching Foreign Brood War versus Valhalla team. A great CBT there by Lumire against threes. Gonna take us into the fourth match with FBW up 2-1. If their final player here can end this up, they will get their first win in round 3 in their first game. But it's going to be up to this man right over here. It's going to be fighting for Foreign Brood War. Currently on match point, it's Faust. Now we've seen some crazy games from him so far. He's one of the more active members of the Foreign Brood War community on Discord. But a really, really good player nonetheless. He is 1-for-1 versus Protoss. He didn't play, I believe, no, he did play in round 2. There's definitely something weird going on with this. I think I may not have renamed 9th team in my second round database, because I know for sure that he played at least one game. But either way, it's going to be up against Valhalla's SFCA, their co-captain, next to Iradiar. Now, he did do a good job in his show match series round 3, but this is their first round, so not too much. Oh my god, that's going to be the Evo Chamber game, isn't it? I'll let you guys discover that by looking at the clip. But they're going to be playing here on Benzene, so another 2-player map here for Faust. He did actually play Icarus in his show match series. Now, this is a pretty cool map for ZVP. Currently, we've got Protoss up 3-1 on this map. We've had some very strong PvZs on this map so far, and this is going to be another one right here. This map does originate from the 2010 Shin Hanbang Pro League. Top right and bottom left hand spawns mineral only thirds. There is a pathway heading round the back of the natural, very similar to Bifrost, if you guys remember that map from back in the day, but obviously blocked off this time by a stacked set of power generators. Very open middle, but very tight chokes to get out into it. So very good for Storm in defense, and a very tight choke into the natural. So without further ado, let's head on to our fourth game of the evening. It's Foreign Brood War's Faust versus Valhalla team's SFCA. Okay, in the top right-hand position, fighting for Valhalla team is going to be SFCA. And spawning down here in the bottom left-hand position, we do have, in the blue, it's SCC's Faust fighting for Foreign Brood War. Yeah, now, Duma, I do apologize. I would love to be able to put low quality on, but I don't have the option because I'm not a partner. So, the best thing you can do if you're really struggling to watch, all the VODs will be up on YouTube tomorrow. So if you do feel like watching those, please feel free. Every single game from the SCPL has been uploaded there as well. You can find that over at Kix SD. Now, I'm hoping that my Matcherino link has been spammed out a lot, just while we're in a little bit of a lull in this game. We're going to have a 9 pool coming in from Faust, though. Sorry, an overpool even. But the Matcherino prize pool for this tournament, last I checked, was actually on $1,450, so I'm just going to double check that now. But there is a code you can put in on that Matcherino page to give an extra $1 to the prize pool. It's STPL3. Let me just actually spam that for you now. There we go. So if you put that in, then please do. Now, Duma, what would help is if you leave your stream running in the background. That'll add to my average. So that's been my major problem, getting over a 75 average viewers. Of course, there's been a lot more people tuning in, but the last time I got the right average and everything, the UK Twitch partnership scheme turned me down. Obviously, they do not love Brood War as much as we do, so we'll have to go back with higher numbers once again, reapply when I can, and then hopefully we'll have that low quality option for everyone to be able to watch. That's like literally the only reason why I want partner. It's kind of sad because I know I've had to turn people away just because they can't handle the stream quality, which is kind of sad, but either way, Faust going for that overpull, not actually opting to go for a standard second base. That was blocked by the probe for a little bit, was sort of focusing on the match arena page a little bit too much, but a couple of lings coming out for Faust, going to be scouting around, a drone actually going to check on what's going on. Now, he could actually be going for some kind of proxy hatchery, and that really wouldn't surprise me with Faust. Faust has done some really crazy builds, but there we go. Looks like we're going to have a hatchery coming in for Faust at the natural. The Overlord going to scout that it is going to be a Nexus behind a Forge. Does know there's a cannon coming up, and will see the gateway as well. He may actually not be able to see that, in fact. But if he goes here, he'll be able to see it. But does need to be careful with his units. Behind this, we're going to see the gas coming up for SFCA. And that's going to take us to a relatively standard ZVP. Now, Faust, of course, did have to get his third hatchery up here, but realistically, you're not going to be wanting to get your third or second gas super quickly. So this is fine. It obviously does mean there's a little bit longer to transfer your drones from your main up there. So that's a bit annoying. But he is in a fairly good position economically to start us off. Now, is Faust going to go for speed, or is he going to go for lair first? Now, speed obviously very powerful to help deal with this probe. The probe very, very annoying, very hard to take down without link speed. Looks like it is going to be link speed first, although... Wait. Oh, he's built lair as third, okay. Unfortunately for him, that is going to be scouted out, but it is going to give that hatchery a little bit of extra health. This hatchery is very far out in the open, so I actually respect this decision by Faust here, because we've seen a couple of Zergs so far in this tournament lose their third base very, very quickly, and they have to set their Sunkens a little bit further back to deal with any Zealots early on, and then they find themselves dying to Dragoons. So that is going to give the hatchery a little bit of extra health when that finishes. And when that gets to Hive, that is going to be a lot of extra health. So I've not actually checked how much health it gets. So it's 1250 on a hatchery. Let's check what the lair goes up to. I think it's 1500 if I remember rightly. But the probe does get taken down. Back at home, we do have, I believe that's the Citadel coming up above that. So it's 1800 actually. So there we go. A big, big upgrade. It's going to be a Stargate, sorry, and a Citadel at the same time. So we're going to likely see Corsair DT here. Very Bisu-esque. The first Zealot actually running in, gonna get a couple of probes, a couple of drones even. Oh, the drone pull, very, very nice from Faust, but I mean, he doesn't actually have that many units, so he is gonna get Overlord speed behind this. Does know he needs to defend against Corsairs. It looks like he's gonna be able to deal with this Zealot eventually. Does have very, very few units though. We are going to finally start to see some Hydralisk pop in. And I mean, Drone is doing what he can to... Faust is doing what he can to try and keep his drones alive, but unfortunately gonna lose a couple. That's 4 kills, 2 Zerglings and 2 drones. Not going to be the best of things happening for Faust, but he's playing quite greedily. He's not got any static defense anywhere. And that's kind of expected to happen if you're playing like that, but are we going to see a Lurker all in, or is it going to be for a Spire behind this? It looks like we don't have any tech, but there is going to be Lurkers, so he is going to go 3 base Lurkers. I mean, this is a very, very easy map to set up a hard contain on, and also you have this area behind the main. We can see it a little bit better over here. You've got the stacked power generators, which Lurkers will kill incredibly quickly, and that'll allow the Lurkers to sit above the Protoss mineral line and do a lot of probe damage. Now, he is going to show that he's got Hydralisk out the front here, which could be a little bit dangerous. The Corsair is going to move in and see that there is no Spire. So that's going to be a little bit of a tell, but he is going to stop to try and take down an Overlord first. Does need to be careful not to lose this Corsair though. Overlord speed has finished. Corsair actually getting quite badly damaged even by the Hydralisk in command. Going to see the fact there isn't any Spire, and this is going to tip him off that Lurkers could be coming, but is he going to defend against this properly? he will need to get a cannon up here, or at least a cannon in the mineral line. Now he's got a probe back here that could possibly build some units here to defend, some cannons as well. But he doesn't, like, this is very, very dangerous by SFC. He's not really playing for the map at the moment, and not really reading entirely into what Faust is doing. Obviously, if you see this, it could just be for a Hydralis all in, but then you wouldn't need the lair, so he must know that something crazy is coming on. Obviously, he's seen that there's going to be Overlord speed, but he won't have seen that there's going to be Overlord drop, so this is another one of the really powerful options on this map. You can see just how much droppable area there is. You can even sit in this sort of 5th base location and drop over very, very shortly into a dead space of the Protoss vision, so that could be very, very dangerous. Obviously, you can also use this drop to drop behind the power generators, but we see a pylon going up there, so he is privy to knowing that that was a possibility, so either he's listening to the stream in the past, but his robo is going to be quite delayed. A lot of these zealots going to be taking a lot of damage. Does have +1, but eventually this forge is going to go down. He will need to rebuild that in his main storm coming in. Actually, Dragoon range coming in as well. Observatory actually finished already. 3 High Templars starting and finishing at the same time. And this is going to be the moment that he's looking for. Looks like we've got a DT moving out. Is it going to be able to get past the Overlords? Looks like it will be able to. Great moves. Oh no, Faust thought it died. Oh, that's a big, big mistake. But here, this is the problem. We're going to have an Overlord going here, dropping 2 Lurkers behind this. Regardless of if there's a pylon scouting it, you see the probes being pulled immediately. And Faust needs to be careful. Oh my god, we're going to see the 3... Oh, please don't run into these Lurkers with these High Templar. That could be too damaging. He is going to have to pull back. Going to save himself for Storm, in a very good position to storm both of them. Oh my god, he's going to drop a Lurker next to the gas. The probes are transferring back into the Lurkers. A huge Lurker spine killing so many probes. And that is a lot of damage. Another Lurker being dropped in the natural. And so much damage being done by Faust right now. And all of the probes nearly in the main or in the natural have gone down. There's still a healthy amount. Oh my god, he picks up the Overlord. This is sick. Faust is absolutely styling right now. We're going to see a storm not coming down. But there is an observer. Oh, and look at that hot pickup by Faust. He's going to try and get out of here. But that's going to be a... Ooh! Saves the Lurker, that's big. Doesn't manage to save the There was no drop in the main, don't worry, I was keeping an eye on it. It's fine. There is the Overlord still here waiting, but I mean, Faust is doing a really good job right now. Back at home, he's up at 4 bases, lair still. His drone saturation though is a little bit poor right now. Compared to some of the other Zergs we see, Faust is very aggressive. Now this Lurker on the high ground, look how lucky it's been! Oh my god, that is so lucky, but there we go. Looks like SFCA going to be pushing down into the Zealots, or into the Hydras and Lurkers. I mean, SFCA taking so much damage. The Lurker is still alive! What a hero! Oh my god, but that storm is huge, and so is that one! Another massive storm! Huge damage going down on Faust's army. But this is all of SFCA's army going down. There could be another drop coming in here soon. Looks like there's going to be another Overlord brought over to help with the DTs. But SFCA unfortunately losing everything. There's been no shuttle yet, so I don't think there's going to be, or there's been any DT harassment or anything. I really hope I didn't miss anything, but there we go. The DT actually coming in now. That's been waiting for a very, very long time to do this. Now, is this going to be able to do damage? If there's one thing that can bring him back in this game, it's going to be DT harassment. There's actually not that much defense in the top left base. There is only a Sunken and an Overlord in the natural, and there is defense in the main. So DT shouldn't get too much done unless it goes to the top left. But this is going to be the moment Faust has been waiting for. He's going to go into the main with a Lurker drop once again. We're going to see another pylon being added here, but he is going to scout this. But what units does he even have to defend? I mean, he's got the cannon that's in a good position. He's actually got 2 cannons, but I think if he sits here, he's going to be in a perfect position to not get hit. Now, here we go. How is the Lurker Spine? Oh my god! SFC hasn't realized he's transferring his probes away, but they're all sitting on one probe. Oh my god, 12 kills! 12 kills from this lurker! That is so much damage. Another couple of kills going down, and it looks like Faust may have just picked SFCA here apart. And I mean, SFCA doesn't have any units here. Faust going into a 5th base, and that is just the lurker drop of the century in this game. And I mean, he may not even be done. He could still go for another one. There's not actually that many probes left for SFCA now. And poor SFCA in trouble. I mean, he did pull a lot of the probes away, so there's not going to be too much more damage. But he's going to be faced off against a big army. And this is still a lurker that's alive up here. This is fully regen. That's how long it's been alive. And look how lucky this lurker is. This guy is like he found a penny this morning and picked it up, man. He's got good luck. He is not taking damage whatsoever from anything. But looks like we are going to have Faust moving in, possibly a little bit over-eager. There's going to be a lot of storms. That's a good storm. A great storm, in fact. And I mean, if there's one thing that can bring SFCA back in this game, it's good storms and a good counterattack. Faust doesn't actually have that many units. We see another lurker going down. This lurker up here still alive, still only on 3 kills though. Not really going to be able to do too much, but SFCA has broken the contain. Like, I know we could look at this and say, well, SFCA took so much damage, and that is 100% true. But the problem we're going to have is Faust doesn't have that many units for now. He's only now just really starting to kick his units in, and this is purely because look at the drone saturation at his natural. Look at the drone saturation at his 3rd. I mean, his 3rd drone saturation isn't too bad because it's actually a small base. But it's really difficult for Faust to really remax like you would see from a normal Zerg player. And now it's going to be 0/0 upgrades for Faust against +1. Still no +2 as of yet. He's actually going into +1 armor before +2 attacks. So that's kind of interesting. Maybe preparing for a quick hive. There isn't any hive as of yet. No Queen's Nest anywhere that I saw. And, I mean, Faust is having a little bit of a problem now. He needs to defend against this army, and this is actually a strong Protoss force. He's going to be up against 1, 2, 3, I believe there's actually 2 storms on there, so he's going to be up against 6 storms, and his army isn't actually that big, so if there's a moment for SFCA to strike, it's now. His upgrades haven't kicked in yet, +1 armor still a way to go, but with storms like that, who needs upgrades? And Faust's army unfortunately getting very close together despite doing so much harassment as Faust thrown away too many units. SFCA is breaking through on top of the lair and the Hydralisk Den. And I mean, there's a lot of lurkers behind, but there's nothing to take down the observers. Drones have actually been pulled to help with this. And the storms are absolutely incredible. And I mean, it's just lurkers against ranged dragoons. A couple of lings in here to help do damage. But this is so much damage for Faust to be taking. SFCA is up against so much supply right now compared to Faust. And Faust, being cheeky, this overlord or this lurker still alive, still causing havoc, stopping the mining at the 3rd base. But the mining is not the problem for SFCA. Faust doesn't have enough units, doesn't have any upgrades, and SFCA's army is slowly getting stronger. We see Sunkens, creep colonies, everything trying to be added on. A nice drone drill a little bit late. Gonna drone drill into a 25 kill Archon. That was of course from the storms when it did merge. But it looks like SFCA's done it in an amazing comeback. In an amazing comeback. He's gonna take down Faust here and possibly take, well, he will take us to the ace match. Faust has nothing. He's got no units. He's got very little drones. His economy is in shambles. He's at 40 supply. 16 minutes into the game. GG. And I'm just going to check on this hero. He did get 1 more kill. But unfortunately that's all he got. And Faust looks like he was going to go for another drop at some point. But unfortunately for Faust, he didn't manage to take down that game. So that is going to take us into the ace match, which we'll see just after this break. See you guys very soon.